Hey guys, today I'm going to cover putting rim guard in your subcompact tractor tires. So I got a BX25 here. They're a unit noted for being pretty tippy. So one of the ways you can help make it less tippy and more centered on the ground and prevent it from rolling over or give yourself a better chance of not rolling over is to put liquid ballast in the tires. Also helps you with traction in the wintertime. We're getting up on snow season here in Northwest Pennsylvania. We're going to be doing some plowing here very soon. So I want to take the backhoe off my tractor so that I have less chance of running into something when I'm out plowing my driveway, plowing my neighbor's driveway. And then when I'm taking that off, I'm going to be taking probably 1,500 pounds off the back of this tractor. So when you take a lot of weight off the back, then you got to, come up with adding some weight somewhere else. So you can buy wheel weights. You could fill your tires with ballast. So the options on the ballast are calcium chloride, which is basically salt water. If you're going to do that, you have to add a tube to the tire because obviously salt water is going to be corrosive and it'll corrode away your rim. You could add windshield washer fluid. Windshield washer fluid works well. It weighs about 8 pounds per gallon. It's good to about -20. And it's cheap, it doesn't cost very much, maybe $2 a gallon. You probably might be able to get it for $1.50 a gallon if you find it on sale. The only thing the negative on the windshield washer fluid is it's not environmentally friendly. If you use windshield washer fluid and you have a leak, potentially it could be it's a toxic substance. So one of the biggest, most commercially available names in tire ballast is rim guard. Rim guard is Beet Juice. So the Beet Juice has some advantages. Instead of being 8 pounds per gallon, it's 11 pounds per gallon, which might not seem like a big difference, but when you're talking about, you can only put 10 gallons in these tires. On this subcompact, I've got a 26-12-12 tire on it. It takes about 10 gallons of fluid. With Beet Juice, you're going to get 110 pounds. If you're using windshield washer fluid, that's 8. You're going to get 8 pounds per gallon. You're going to get like 80 pounds. So you're going to get an extra 30 pounds. Added up both sides, extra 60 pounds. So that's nothing to slouch out. Beet Juice is available. You're going to have to buy it from a tractor dealer. I went up to my local tractor dealer, and they were pretty cool about it. They wanted, I think, $70 to put it in the tires. But they would sell it to me for the same price, whether I buy it in the, have them put it in, or I just buy it. I brought up some 5-gallon drums, 5-gallon pails with some lids on it. They were pretty cool about it. It was $2.47 a gallon, so 20 gallons, it's like $50. Compared to that to windshield washer fluid, you're probably looking at 50 cents a gallon savings on windshield washer fluid. On 20 gallons, it's like $10 difference. So I thought it was worthwhile to go for the Beet Juice, specific for this application. So I was gonna show you the setup real quick here. So what I did, this is a setup that I made for doing brake leading for cars. So it's just an old Roundup sprayer. My gauge has seen better days. It took a fall and fell over, but basically one of the ports that was already in there for the sprayer, I was able to drill it out. And if you drill out plastic, you can usually get an MPT fitting. If you pick the right size drill bit, it'll just screw right in there and seal up good. So I put a quick connect fitting for an air hose in here. I drilled another hole and I put a barb fitting. And then if you can look down in there, I took a piece of tubing and I shoved the tubing up in the barb fitting. And then I also weighted it down with some nuts in the bottom of the container here, and those nuts keep the tube down at the bottom. And when you pressurize this thing up, basically what you do is you fill it with whatever fluid you're going to use it for. So when I was using it for brake lines, you have a vinyl tubing here, and you hook it onto your barb fitting, and then pressurize it up, and the pressure in the pressure vessel, it forces the fluid through the path of least resistance up the vinyl tube and out the barb fitting, whatever vinyl tubing you've got connected here. So I'm just going to use it today to put the ballast in. So I'm going to put 10 gallons in here. If you had a huge tractor tire, that might not be something you'd want to do because you'd have to refill this thing over and over and over again. My situation, 10 gallons in here. This thing holds a little over 2 gallons. I think like 2.5 gallons, so I'm going to have like 4 fills on this. It goes pretty quick. I already did the other side just to give it a test run. I bought a little valve here, a little 1/4-inch ball valve, bar fittings. I'll show you the way that I've come up with to do this. It works pretty well. So this is like $1 if you buy it on eBay from China, and I'm not going to get into China versus America on something tiny little like this. Pretty much all that kind of stuff's going to be made in China, so I figure something like that I can't really avoid it. I'll just buy it from China. It's $1. So okay, first step. You're going to want to replace these valve stems. So apparently the beet juice can react with rubber supposedly on the valve stem and can cause a leak there. Now I don't understand that because number one, the tires are rubber, and number two, the metal valve stems still seal with rubber anyway. So, you know, I guess my logic was that the metal valve stems are going to be more durable. So if you're in the brush and stuff like that, you got a lot less chance of poking a hole in one of these. And if I'm going to put, you know, 25, 30 bucks worth of ballast in here, it's probably a good idea to put $2 into a valve stem. So I already did a video on replacing the valve stem on here, so with your front bucket. So check that out. It'll be on my YouTube channel. So if you catching this video first, you might have to go back and watch how to change out a valve stem, or just go to a local tire shop and have them do it. So first step is to pull the valve core out and let all the air out of the tire. So got a little valve core tool. Just gonna unscrew your valve core. Just a FYI, out of my own curiosity, I wanted to see if the stuff really did weigh 11 pounds a gallon. I got the bathroom scale out, and sure enough, this 5-gallon pail was like 56 pounds, so it's pretty much right on. This stuff is super thick. It's almost like Hershey's chocolate syrup. All right, we got our first load of beet juice in there. So we're gonna tighten down our lid there. So I just got a length of vinyl tubing here. Like I said, I got this little ball valve in here to isolate. So what I do is what works really good, this vinyl tubing is 3/8 OD, 1/4-inch ID, and that fits on a valve stem just about perfect. So just gonna put my vinyl tubing down the bar fitting. Make sure your regulator is turned down. I actually made that mistake on the first go around. I had like 80 pounds of pressure on there and pushed this down on, and it about blew the gasket out of this connection. So like I said, make sure the regulator's turned down. Hook a quick connect up on there, and then just slowly put the pressure to it. I found if you put like 20, 30 pounds to it, it goes pretty quick. Alright, so when you get down to the bottom there, your tubing's going to kind of bounce around a little bit, but that's when I just shut the valve off. Then I let the pressure off my regulator. And if you want to expedite that, you can just pull your quick connect fitting off. And then loosen up the cap, and then I just let the pressure off the tire. And then repeat. All right, so we just finished putting the last little bit in the tire here. If you want to see where you ended up at, you could just keep the vinyl tubing hooked up and just slowly bring it around, and then you can see. So I don't know if that was about I'd say my level's about right here in these tires with 10 gallons. So I think they recommend you keep it below the valve stem level so that if you want to adjust the tire pressure in your tires, you can do so without splashing beet juice all over the place. So So we finished putting the beet juice in here, and now we're just gonna put the valve core back in. So I'm just gonna take a little water and just spray it up in there just to kind of clean that out. I don't know if that's really necessary or not, but that's what I'm gonna do. Just put your valve core up in there. Then all you got left to do is fill your tire back up to the normal pressure. I think on a BX25, Kubota recommends 18 pounds. Tire says 20 on it, but I think it's just for ride quality. Put 18 pounds in it, it's going to be a good. Hopefully that helped you figure out how to put some beet juice in your tires. I think there's some other ways you could do it. You can set up a gravity feed system if you had time, and you can set it up and just let it sit overnight. It would. I'm sure if you found a way to use containers and put it up elevated, use head pressure to push it down in, that might work too. I think this is a lot faster though. Probably have an old sprayer sitting around the house that doesn't work anymore. You can convert it. These things are like 15 bucks if you wanted to go buy a brand new one. But anyway, it's just the way I figured out how to do it, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Thanks a lot for watching.